So for you, I'd ask how old the kid is. Here's the thing. There's some kids, like my youngest, he will grind. I don't have to ask him. The other day, I posted on my story. I come home, and he's on the fight camp, boxing bag, doing work. He was out there for an hour. Sometimes I come home for work, and he's out in the backyard feeling ground balls thrown against the wall. Or he's tossing the ball up, hitting it. I don't have to ask. He's just wired that way. He's a grinder. All good. Let's cook, my man. My oldest, he's down, especially if I ask him. He's never like, ugh, he's down. But also, you know, I look at it's like diets. It's like if you have no, let's say you had no say in what your kid does, your kid's going to eat 2 pounds of Starburst for dinner. Your kid's going to play video games for 8 hours. They're fucking young, dude. They're going to make some bad choices. They don't know. They have no reference or perspective. That's why you're there. So when I hear parents like, yeah, I don't want to push them, agree, but there's a difference. If your kid wants to box, sign him up. Let's ride. I don't care what my kids are into. I don't play fucking baseball. Before my kids played baseball, I fucking hated baseball. I adore it. It's my favorite sport now. Whatever they're into, let's fucking ride, but we're going to do it. Let's do it. Commit. Let's do it. But that doesn't mean, okay, when I come home from work, we're going to the batting cage 6 days a week. We're there for 2 hours. We're going to make it your job. That's where parents fuck up. So if your kid likes boxing, he's been to 2 classes, keep it at 2 a week. Keep it fun. You don't have to you don't need to turn into Floyd Mayweather's dad and he's boxing 6 times a week, because then kids go, whoa, whoa, whoa. But it's the same thing with like people like, I just want to force them into anything. My parents had to force me into some shit, dude. You think I wanted to go to football practice when my buddies were playing all the time? No. But I made a commitment. My dad's like, no, you signed up for it. You made a commitment. You're going. I'm like, oh. But Dad, I want to play video games with my friend, or I want to eat snacks and watch fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where the fuck it was, or Animaniacs. But I was like, I don't give a fuck. You're up. You go to practice. And then I get to practice, that's fine. But if it was up to me at 6, 7, yeah, I'm chilling, dude. It's very rare. And I think parents these days think, because you'll see some kids on social media where it's like, look at this little guy grinding, man. This kid's a beast. Yeah, that's fine. But most kids aren't like that, and it's all good. Most of the pros you watch weren't like that. Most of them, it starts off as fun, and then they get good at it, and then they fall in love with it. And it's okay if your 10-year-old isn't sleeping, eating, breathing football or baseball. They're 10. Let them be kids, and then eventually, as things start to pick up, you can start kind of channeling them to a little more serious shit. But parents, I think because social media, it's like, my kid wants to sit around playing video games. All kids do. Yeah. LeBron's kids wanted to just sit around and play video games. But you're the parent. At some point, you're like, oh, buddy, that's enough. We're going to go outside. Like my kids they don't have iPads, but if they want to play video, they don't have PlayStations anymore. They lost it. But let's say they're Nintendos. All right, if you want to play your Nintendo for 30 minutes or an hour, you have to spend 2 hours outside to earn that hour. So they're kids. Of course they want to chill and play video games and eat junk food all day. They're fucking 6 and 10. But dads get too crazy. They see a little bit of talent, like you become fucking Roger Mayweather. It's like, dude, you're going to fuck this up. If he's into it, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. And just because one day he's like, Dad, I don't want to go to boxing, I'd rather play video games. Yeah, he's 10. That's normal. Make him go. Hopefully that helps, brother. Now, as far as would I train my kids if they were into it? Yes. At the end of the day, if we're doing all this baseball, football, and all that shit, and this just ramping up for me, and one day my son turned to me and was like, Dad, I just love fighting. I want to get into wrestling more. I want to do jiu-jitsu. I want to start taking MMA fights. What do I do? I'm not going to be like, no, sir, you're on your own. No. Whatever they're into, I will support, and I'll help out as much as I can. At the end of the day, it's out of our control. Whatever you want to do. I can sway them. I try to tell them, fighting ain't for you, buddy. But at the end of the day, if they both look at me and like, nope, we're going to take the same route you went, I'm like, all right, let's ride. I wouldn't be thrilled about it, but I'll do what I can. Abe Villis.
Brendan Schaub, a pathological liar, describing himself as he's trying to talk about the bad sports parents. First and foremost, I love how it is not even a thought or a consideration for Schaub that his kids could be like a doctor or a dentist or an engineer or anything else other than sports. I love how that's not even a consideration for him. But in his lying and talking about himself, he lets stuff slip. So now we know the oldest Panther absolutely hates doing all the sports, and Schaub is forcing him to do it. And we also know now the boys lost their PlayStation. What does that mean? I guarantee you, Panther didn't want to play sports or came in second or something. And Schaub was like, that's it. Take the PlayStation. They're already not allowed to have iPads, no PlayStation. And now he just says Nintendo. So what's he let him have a Switch for a half hour of the day? How much do you think Schaub's kids are like, didn't Daddy used to go away on the weekends? What happened to the good times? But Schaub 100% is forcing his kids into sports all the time with all the extra. He talks about his kids in sports. You would think like they're Division I All-American high school athletes. They're 6 and 10 and they're playing t-ball and flag football, people. Like he talked to, I came home, my youngest was hitting the boxing bag. I saw that video his wife put up. It's some little 2-foot kid with gloves on tapping a pad. Like the kid's 6. Schaub is making it sound like, he's doing right crosses and stuff like that. Like you're getting the image of like his son is on the speed bag. No, he put on some gloves, tapped the bag for 2 seconds, and then went and ate a crayon. What is he talking about? It's the most delusional thing I've ever seen in my life. He's insane, and he's trying to live vicariously through his sons because he never really made it in sports. Remember, he's against the fighting thing because, if you end up an MMA fighter, that basically means you just weren't good enough to make it in any other sport. No one grows up and goes, I want to be an MMA fighter. No, you want to make it in real sports and get paid real money, but you end up fighting MMA, at least in this country. So Schaub knows that. That's why he's pushing hard for other sports and wants to hold off on the fighting. But, he is 100% forcing poor little Panther to play sports at probably a ridiculous level for a 10-year-old. The kid's playing t-ball and flag football, and I guarantee you Schaub is like making them fly places and do stuff and all this extra crap, and probably took their PlayStation because they didn't want to do it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.